Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 5 of the Unknown Games podcast. Yes, this week, Alex is gone. Alex, where are you at? Why you leave me? Buddy, why? But hey, I got a guest, special guest, friend of the show, and we hope that you'll really enjoy the conversation. We're talking Blizzard, PS5. It's all about the news this week and a couple of games. It's a lot of fun. Our guest had to call in, so the audio quality is good, but it's a little different than what you're used to. We hope that we fixed it, and yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast, or you can check us out on Anchor at our homepage, where you can leave a voicemail. Yes, well, we want you to leave voice messages. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Let us know what you're playing. And, as always, enjoy the show. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Hi, hey everyone, welcome to episode number 4. Oh my goodness, episode number 4 of the Unknown Games podcast. I feel older. I feel much older. Yes, we're here, and by we, I mean myself, Adrian, of course, who lives in Japan. But this time, I don't have my normal friend with me. I'm lost. Alex is not here today. He's gone into a black hole. Yeah. There's another voice here. One of my closest friends who's helping us out on the podcast today. It's like a proper intro. Mr. Anthony. Yeah.
Mr. Anthony.
Mr. Anthony. I don't know. How do you introduce yourself, actually?
Just Anthony is usually enough.
He's like speaking into the mic with his like calm and cool voice, like, "Oh, I'm actually Anthony." So yeah, we have Anthony here who's going to be filling in for this week, and it's been a good week in news for games. Some big stories have dropped, and that's what we talk about. We talk about what we've been playing, talk about games, news, and I don't know, any anime.
All right.
See how we're just ready. Like we've got the readiness, we've got the excitement and tension.
So excited.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a nice little evening here, and I'm chilling. I'm like, this intro is going on so long, but just to let everyone know, we are the Unknown Games podcast. We talk about lots of games, specifically all games in forms of. Okay, I'm going to screw this up again. Well, all games in general, all games. Video.
Don't discriminate against games here.
There's no discrimination about games here. But yeah, man, what have you been playing, actually?
So right now I'm actually going through Kingdom Hearts 3. It's actually paused on my TV right now.
I see you on PS4 always, like, it's always on Kingdom Hearts 3, so I think you're playing it 24/7.
No, I'm not. I'm barely playing it, actually. It's just been going on in the background a lot. Which is, it's okay. Honestly, a little bit of a disappointment compared to maybe just my memories of the previous 2 games.
Like what specifically? Because like there's been like a whole 10-year gap, right? And
right, yeah.
Did you play any of the stuff in between?
I think the last one I played. I think 2 of the last one. The only other one I played was, I think, your copy of Chain of Memories.
it's like, how outdated are we? Like,
yeah.
All the real Kingdom Hearts fans are like, did you even play Birth by Sleep? It's like,
I didn't have a PSP at the time. I did eventually get one, but that was well after Birth by Sleep came out.
Well, you do have all sorts of remixed editions, including...
Yeah, I was gonna play those, and then I didn't, then the game came out. So I'm just like, screw it. I have a friend who's really into the Kingdom Hearts stuff, so I had him help me with the cliff notes and the things I didn't understand, and just went right into it. A little too fast, actually, because I made the mistake of not playing the game on hard. Or the hardest difficulty, whatever it was.
Oh, it's like super easy?
I don't have to try. You basically just press X the entire time and you kill him. and the special abilities are cool. They're really cool. Like especially the attractions are fun and they're really exciting to use, but they just kill everything in one hit. It feels like. But even though I don't really understand the story and and the gameplay's way too easy, the worlds are actually really fun. I just did the Toy Story world, or not just did that, was a couple worlds back, but and that was great. Like it felt like I was, in a Kingdom Hearts version of a Toy Story movie, which is awesome. Yeah. Besides that, I haven't been playing too much. I just got actually my Kickstarter copy of Indivisible.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah,
like I saw a review for it, and I was actually really because I've been doubting the game, as in I played the demo and it's fine. It looks good. I don't have any issues with it. It's been a while, right? Like how long?
It took 2 years, I think. That sounds about right.
Okay, I guess that's not that bad. I feel like it took more than 2 years for some reason.
No, 2 years. 2 years sounds about right. I can't remember exactly. Like you said, it's been a while. I forgot the game was even about to come out, and then I got in the mail.
It was like, here you go. So you got it on Switch, or
no? Well, that's another game I just really caught, was the limited edition version of Transistor. We'll talk about that in a second. But no, I got it on PS4, and I have PC as well. I guess they automatically give you a Steam copy. Yeah, so I'm excited to try it. Hopefully, it lives up to the hype, and I really enjoyed the demo, so hopefully it's just that and more.
Okay, because I will say, when I looked at the footage, the review, it looked really solid. I think you'll enjoy it. I actually kind of want to buy it now, once I get out of Backlog Central one day.
Yeah. Well, you got that PS Now subscription. You got a ton of stuff to go through.
PS Now, yeah. Well, I'll let you talk about Transistor, and then I guess I'll talk about PS Now.
All right. So Adrian probably knows this, but my listeners don't. That Transistor is one of my favorite games of all time at this point. I played it. I platinumed it the weekend I got it. The weekend it came out, and I loved every second of it. And so, back in July, there was a special physical copies that they're releasing, and I was there right when they released to get the special edition one, and I got one. And so I got the special edition for the Switch, like you said. Right. And so I'm so excited to. I really want to go on a trip, because that's when I play my Switch. Is when I'm traveling.
I think that's when most people. Well, because here in Japan, I know Alex, he and his girlfriend, they're always on their Switch, so much that she had to get him an extra Switch. And so they played at home, but I guess
you got the public transportation over there, which I don't really have good access to, or even have a need to use.
So for me, it's Switch while you drive.
don't have a Tesla yet.
You can switch while you drive.
So I'm really excited to go on a trip and just relive that game again. It is just the perfect game made for me. It's been slowly climbing up the ranks of favorite games. It's really good. What do you like the most about it though? What is it that draws you to it? So the combat is really interesting. It's unique. How you have this planner thing where you can sort of pause the fighting and plan several moves ahead, and it executes them super fast. Right. And the customization of all the abilities, how each individual ability can be either a regular attack, or a modify another ability's attack, or even be a passive ability, which is really a mix and match and combining gameplay, which allows you to everybody find what they like best. And it's
been a while since I played it. I never sadly finished it. I got halfway through, but things happen. And they're you should go back and play it. But yeah, I do remember that aspect that you could kind of create your own, not combos, but own moves.
Combos too. By the end of the game, I had this combo that I really liked, which was basically a gravity well with a high damage attack. So I would just get everybody into one spot and just do a huge AoE on them. It was awesome. And on top of that, the game's story, or not story, but the background and all the characters and stuff are revealed the more you use different abilities. So the game actually it's how the game encourages you to try different things. And I think that was like a really cool way to reveal how the game or the game's story and characters and
like
and the background.
making the actual abilities characters, because like the everything in the world has been
it's like digitized or transformed.
They're digitized, and they're no longer there. Well,
the people are the abilities. And so like the more you use the people, the abilities, I guess the idea is you're getting closer to the people that were the abilities, and so you learn more about them.
And people were like that in real life.
Yeah.
If people were abilities, and that's how you got to know them.
Well, it's kind of like that. You spend more time with them, and you learn more about them.
I always compare life to Persona. Every time I talk to somebody, there's like a relationship tree that opens up.
You get a tarot card.
And I'm like, okay, well, I have this relationship in this one. Do I want to invest more here and raise these points, or invest more with this person? That actually happened for a while for me. That's how I looked at life.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's gamifying real life.
Gamifying real life.
Yeah. So what are you playing?
So I've been playing. I recently got a subscription to Dead Space 3. No, that sounds so weird.
A subscription to Dead Space.
To PlayStation Now, and I've been using it to play Dead Space 3 because it's like I love Dead Space 1 and 2. Those were some of my favorite games back on PS3, and even that Wii game, we played the Wii version together. I forgot, Extraction or something.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
There was
I
a lot
remember
of
that
fun.
being a great game. It was fun.
No, it was fun. It was
very fun. But fun is independent of the game's quality.
It served its purpose.
It did that.
But it's just been a game on my list that I've been wanting to play for so long, and now it's like, okay, you can, PlayStation Now. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it out and see how it works. And I was a little hesitant because I'm here in Japan, and I didn't know how the servers work, but I tried it out and was really, honestly, I've been really impressed by how solid, there's just no real input lag. Like I don't feel a lot of lag on anything. There's just a small bit of artifacting. Like the picture's not crystal clear, and I don't think you're going to be able to get that honestly.
No, probably not.
So for what the service is and what it promises, I think it delivers, at least for me right now. I haven't had any hiccups, and I've been enjoying it. I'm still at the beginning of the game, maybe about an hour and a half into it. But it's just like going back home, man. I'm like, yes, Isaac, we're back together again. He's like, oh man, I hate this stupid world. Get me out of it. I'm like, no, we need to stay in it longer. Longer.
Well, I remember Dead Space 3 having a lot of controversy about microtransactions and stuff. Have you encountered that issue?
I haven't yet, and I'm not really sure where they're going to come into. So there's two different modes, because I remember Dead Space 3 you can play with another person co-op, but that just seems really weird on PlayStation Now. It's like, hey, let's play co-op on. I don't even know how it works, because you're literally playing from a PS3, which is kind of cool. Like when the save menu comes up, and you just see it's like, I remember this save menu. I remember this little interface. But I've been enjoying that. I haven't come across some microtransactions, but maybe later on. I know there's a lot of DLC microtransactions that I've seen.
Oh, is there? I didn't know the game had that much DLC.
Well, it's just like different guns or skins.
Oh,
that kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of those that I did notice very much. And I've also been playing Gravity Rush.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, whichever one I bought the remastered version for PS4, and I talked about it on the previous podcast, but I've been going through that and playing a little bit more, trying to do some of the challenges and progress to the story, but I'm still enjoying it. I love the character.
So you're playing there's two of them, right? Or is there just one?
There's two. I'm playing the first one right now.
Right. Oh, okay.
And then I already have the second one, so I told you, man, the backlog it's real. Huge. I've got 23 games on PS3 that I need to go through.
I mean, I have I have like old DS games that are still in the wrapper.
I won't even talk about the DSi I have. I don't even like. I have a DSi and I have no clue what I bought it for.
Yeah, I know. Like with my 3DS, I have one game on my 3DS. And that's all I played on it. It's Pokemon.
the Pokemans, which is coming up.
Yeah, Sword and Shield is about out. Honestly, not that excited. I bonded the hype for, was it Sun and Moon, which is, I bought my DS for that. But and then I didn't even get that far into Sun and Moon, sadly, and I don't know if I got bored or just wasn't as into it as I thought it would be. Which is sad because I do like Pokemon. I play Pokemon Go and all that stuff, and it'd be nice to be as excited as everybody else is about the new titles.
Oh, well, speaking of Pokemon, and we'll probably close out this little segment on this, I guess. Have you been playing Pokemon Masters or Trainers? Masters?
I don't even know what that is. What is Pokemon Masters?
What? Wait, is it? No, it has to be released worldwide, I think. So it's the smartphone game that they came out with maybe last month or so, where it has all the trainers from all the games in it. So you are going through the story. It's pretty much a story of you trying to, what is the league called? You're trying to win a league, basically, as always.
Win one of the leagues, yeah.
Win one of the leagues, but it's just all the trainers. So you have Brock and Misty that you start out with, and then you get more trainers, and the trainers are the guys. You
battle with the trainers?
Yeah, so well, you battle with the Pokemon. That's right. But
Misty, go! Misty, use a bubble.
It's like, Misty, you can do it. But no. So each trainer has one Pokemon. They don't have multiple Pokemons, but you have 3 trainers on a team. So essentially, giving you 3 Pokemon.
Right. Okay.
So
like each trainer has a Pokemon.
Yeah. Right.
Or like a set of them.
So yeah, well, they don't even have a set because Gary only has, is it Pidgeotto or Pidgeotto?
Like, I don't know which one.
Yeah, you can evolve your Pokemon as well. Some of them can, some of them can't. But yeah, it's fun. It's a little tedious if you can check it out.
Well, that's a gacha game for you.
Well, it's tedious because of the difficult spikes. The game is actually fun. I actually enjoy playing it, but once you get halfway through and actually get to the league or around about the start of the league, it's literally you need to use certain trainers. You just need
that's just Pokemon, right? You need certain types and to defeat, like you need a fire to beat ice or a lightning to beat water, that sort of thing. I'm assuming it's the same, right?
Yeah. It's the same, and they'll give you the actual trainers that you need. Once you clear a chapter, you'll get that trainer and you'll be like, okay, I need this for the next one. But at like chapter 9 or 10, it's at the point where like, even if you have that trainer, you need to level them up. You need to get some items to level them because the difficulty just goes, the damage you do compared to the one hit KO that's going to come your way in 5 turns. You better level up because it kills all your Pokemon and you're just like, well, time to restart.
Put in more of that money.
Buy that money.
Gotcha some more.
Get that gotcha. So we're gonna gotcha our way. Okay. See, I was gonna do a nice segment. That was actually probably gonna still be bad. I was like, we're gonna gotcha ourselves out to the news.
What do we get? What thing did we get out of this news gotcha machine?
We get everything, all the biggest and latest stories that you can always ever have wanted. There's a lot of always there. But anyways, we'll be back with the news in a little bit. So see you and enjoy the music or enjoy something that I'm going to put in the middle of the show. Yeah, welcome back. It's the news time. Like I wanted some hype there. Yay, news!
I'm all about that news. Let's read some. Let's read the paper. Where is my newspaper?
Where's the news? It's like the newspaper of this century and generation comes from the computer.
I could print it out. Make my own little newspaper.
We could print it out digitally and I have no clue. So we get our news from a bunch of different gaming websites: Kotaku, GameSpot, Polygon, and wherever else has good gaming news that we trust. You'll be hearing some stories from there. This week has been pretty big in terms of Well, there's been one story that's been huge, and two. At the time of the last podcast, literally an hour. No, it was 5 minutes after we finished. 5 minutes afterwards, the PS5 details were like, oh, we're gonna put out a story, everyone. I'm like, seriously? 5 minutes?
Couldn't wait.
Yeah, I was like, Alex, you want to record another segment? And we're like, we'll just save it for next week.
Can't do that. Gotta be on top of things, you know.
Gotta be on top of things. So I guess we can start out with the PS5, since there's a little bit we can talk about, and there's not a lot that was released per se. I mean, when we look at it, it's pretty basic details that you would kind of assume would be there. That it's gonna have a disk drive. Yay!
That's well, I don't think they, even if like they want to release without a disk drive, I don't think they could. Just because of how big of a deal it was last time. Exactly.
We saw what happened. Xbox One.
And the little remembered PSP, what was it?
PSP Go? Yo. PSP Go.
The true precursor to the lack of
Shout outs to Steven, our friend of the show, the only person I ever met who had one. Tiny screen and slide out tab. Yeah, anyways. So yeah, it's going to have support for 4K Blu-rays, and each disc is going to have up to 100 gigabytes of data on it. What's the current? What's the current? Like, is it 50?
Current is a dual layer 50, yeah. Okay. I'm assuming the 100 gig is quad layer, but I'm not sure.
Quad duals. Sounds like a workout. It seems like game installation is going to be mandatory, but you're going to be able to choose kind of like what part you want to install, like multiplayer or just the single player. Which isn't campaign.
Much of an issue. It's mandatory currently anyways for all the consoles. It's just the PS4 currently allows you to stream from disk rather than just from hard drive. Hard drive.
It's really similar to the like when you're preloading the game, like when you first download a game and it starts installing it, right? Like you can start at the beginning or
well, you can currently start playing the game with partial install on PS4. But this looks like the current PS4 partial install, you cannot choose what to install first.
Okay.
So like if your game has single player and multiplayer, chances are the developers prioritized the single player aspect of it. So it will like download the whole single player linearly. So you can start playing that before it's fully finished, but you can't start playing the multiplayer until the whole game's there. But it sounds like here you can be like, you boot up the game. Oh, do you want to do a single player, or do you want to get straight into the multiplayer? And
it's gonna be
the install will
like
prioritize
really
that.
Cool if developers can get data on that. I'm sure that there's going to be a way that they can.
Oh, there is definitely going to be data.
Because I just want to see
everything.
I just want to see the Call of Duty numbers where it's like multiplayer single player. No.
So the question is the current generation, the single player is just the people waiting for the multiplayer to install?
It's just like, I just looking for that multiplayer, just doing it like that. But so that's happening. I don't know what this whole thing about the controller doesn't have a name. They did put out a statement that it's not a DualShock 5.
Well, maybe they lost the license again. The 6-axis 2.
Oh my word! I remember the 6-axis. That's the reason why. Yeah. Oh my word! The boomerang. Oh, the boomerang. I hope they come out with the boomerang. Like when they show it, they show like a modified version of the boomerang, but this time it's feasible.
Maybe it'll be like a full-on frisbee now.
Now
just a whole circle.
just like encouraging people to like throw. Just throw your controller.
Just throw it right at the TV.
If they do it right, it can be just like the recent Nintendo Switch exercise game, that workout game. You can use it. You can use it in various ways. Anyways, it's going to have USB-C connectivity, which is going to have better, of course, battery charge times. Hopefully, larger battery in the controller.
Yeah. I'm happy about that because I just I just broke my old phone, which had a USB micro.
Okay.
And so I got a new one. Cost me way too much money. It's a Galaxy S10 or something like that, whatever the latest one is.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah, which is USB-C. However, it is my only device now that is USB-C, and every single other device is USB micro.
Welcome to my world. It's
I know,
really
which is
strange.
it was so convenient to be able to just hook up my phone or my controller or what have you to anything anywhere in my office or at home.
And
it would just
like
work.
Now you need a separate charger. It's like and
Exactly.
you're like, man, because like the one I have for my phone, it only plugs into the wall, so I need to buy a separate USB-C cable, like USB to USB-C.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't use it that much, and it charges really fast. Like honestly, USB-C, it's awesome. So there's a lot more things coming out now that are going to be using USB-C.
Exactly.
Which means you can actually plug. You can actually plug things into the USB-C. You know, like a mic or. I don't know.
Exactly. And the PS5 coming out will be the big transfer for me, moving all of my devices over.
It's like now it's time to flip it.
Yep. Just don't give me USB-D. I'll be happy with C. You know.
And EDF soon to come later.
That's how they get you.
So there's ray tracing acceleration in the GPU. And I know Alex was saying this isn't anything new per se. This has been around for a while on PC. So that's true, but devs will be more incentivized to make use of it now because it's on consoles, or better on consoles, I should say. Because like before, if you're making a multi-platform game, right? And you sell X many units on Xbox and PS4, and generally, if you most games, if they sell on console, they don't sell quite as well on PC generally. And so are you really going to put the extra effort to have this PC only feature into your game? That's true. And we've known that, with the PS4 and Xbox One, the architecture is getting so similar to PC. Yeah. Like it's just, we have a PC. I built a PC and I'm like enjoying it now. I'm like, this is probably what it's like to play on PS4 Pro. But slightly less still. But yeah,
it's probably honestly better than PS4 Pro. Like PS4 Pro is it's not as good as Sony makes it sound. Yeah, but it will be nice to have feature parity between PC and the consoles for ray tracing. So developers will actually start doing it. Yeah. And I don't know if it's going to add anything amazing to games. It's going to make them look a little bit better, maybe like better lighting, probably.
Yeah, we're at the point now still where it's just everything looks good no matter what, especially to us.
Yeah.
To us, like who grew up, we were playing, retro stuff. What kids now call retro. That was our current.
Yeah, we're grandpas now in the gaming world.
We have aged. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be a pretty cool unveiling. Hopefully, I don't know when they're going to do the unveil, but yeah, new UI is coming. Blue Point Games is also going to be making something. These are the guys who did the Shadow of the Colossus and Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection remaster, which were both awesome, both wonderful.
I was not a fan of the Shadow of the Colossus remake for artistic reasons.
For artistic reasons, this you just went like everyone's like, this game has been held as like the high standard for remakes for artistic reasons.
The original, yes. However, I do not agree what they did to the color. A lot of the colors in the new one. I think a lot of that stuff was maybe a result of the limited hardware, but things like the fog and and the color grading is just different for some reason. I think it affects the game thematically, and I didn't like that. Well, I'm sure the Nathan Drake collection was great though. So
I mean, they technically do good work, but the whole thing is they're making a pretty big PlayStation 5 game. I'm guessing it's going to be an original IP. The last time this happened, we got The Order. So one can hope that Blue Point has better luck than God,
I am sure they are better. I like to hope so.
I did play The Order. I played it this year actually. It was worth the $5-10 I paid.
Isn't the game like 4 hours long or something like that? If even that.
6 hours. I mean, it's so it's a shooter, and it's the length of about a normal shooter. The issue is that there's more cutscenes than games, so once you chop down, then you're looking at a little bit less. But there were some good ideas, some good things in there. I think
usually when you have like 3+ hours of cutscenes, you're looking at an RPG, not a shooter.
I will say one thing: the cutscenes are really well done. I think that they had good voice acting. They had good characters. There's a lot of good things about the game, but it just doesn't all come together at the end. So something else that didn't come together at the end. That was a horrible segment. Segue. Oh my goodness.
The things you ride.
Segue. Yeah. Blizzard last week. Blizzard had a blizzard.
They tried to weather the storm and failed.
They tried to weather they tried to weather it all. They failed hard. So if you don't know what we're talking about, and you probably do know what we're talking about, is that earlier last week, on the Hearthstone, there was a stream, I believe, in China. One of the players, Hearthstone Pro, Blitzchung. Sorry, I cannot say your actual name because people will kill me.
People probably know him by his handle anyways.
Yeah, so Blitzchung, he got suspended for a year and revoked for all of his prize money. So he had like 10K that he had won and also some other prize money. He got suspended from playing.
Suspended for a year, right?
Yeah, for a year. And this was due to a statement that he made on this stream. Now he's from Hong Kong, and he was in support of the movement that's currently going on. So Free Hong Kong, revolution of our century. Generation, I think, is actually what it is. But yeah, he issued a statement, and Blizzard didn't like that. Or Blizzard China really didn't like that on the Chinese stream. So it was, that happened, and then gaming sites, of course, latched onto it and got a hold to the news really quickly, really fast. What do you think about this one?
So the ban, they cited their rule about how basically you can't talk about anything political or controversial on stream.
Right.
Which is reasonable. I get that, and I think it was reasonable for Blizzard to punish him for doing that. However, their punishment was swift. It was overbearing. It was ridiculous, in my opinion, about how strict it was. Like normally for something like this, you would think, maybe a fine, right? A couple $100, maybe 1,000 or something. I don't know. Maybe can't play the next tournament at worst, right?
Right.
And banning him for a year at least, and taking away prize money he has already earned, money that he had competed for. That's basically like, as a person with a job. I see that as like, I worked for you for my 40 hours this week, and you just decided not to pay me.
Well,
like,
I mean,
really?
That's exactly it. When you think about it that way, I mean, this is his livelihood. Like, he plays Hearthstone as a professional, and like ban him for a year. Now we do have an update to this, but we're just talking about the initial part. Like you just can't like ban someone for a year, like a slap on the wrist at least. Now we like a lot of people say that it's also a thing that Blizzard, of course, has Chinese investors, and it's a whole money thing. They can't be seen in support of any political interest. Like, it's just best to keep it out. And honestly, from a business standpoint, right? Like, they don't want to have people on their streams or in their events using that as a platform to promote any political agendas. That's understandable, but just the way that they went about it, I don't agree with it. Like, no, personally.
And I mean, I kind of agree with what some people are saying about how either China had a say in what happened, or not specifically what happened, but just it said do something about this now, and make it visible. or they feared what they would say about it and acted just as harsh as if it was China themselves that did it. Which I don't know which branch or who made the decision for it, but
yeah, same here. And then that's the thing is, I don't know if people know, but there are multiple branches of Blizzard. It's not just because like this is the thing where I mean, if you ask probably any of the employees U.S. side, and maybe even there are other branches that work at Blizzard, like I would generally say the opinion is like, no, that's like way A, too harsh, and B, like we support freedom. Like we support people's freedoms. So like in this case, you have a lot of people who are working at a company that aren't involved in that kind of decision-making process, of course. But at the same time, it kind of sucks for them that they, like if I were working there, I would almost feel like people were blaming me directly because I take things very personally. I was like, no, it's not me. Like it's those people up there.
I mean, there's some truth to that. And there was actually a minor protest at Blizzard where people stood around their orc statue and had like umbrellas. They had their own little umbrella protest there. But this is your company that's making these decisions, and sometimes that company has to be responsible for their choices, and sadly, sometimes that affects the people that work for them. Like I actually did uninstall Battle.net from my computer, which is sad because I enjoy playing Overwatch, but I don't really like for reasons beyond the scope of this podcast, I didn't really like the decision. Yeah.
But they did come back, and we're not going to read the statements just because they're long. A lot longer yeah. But they did reduce the suspension down to 6 months, and they did grant him back his prize money. I still think that 6 months is way too long.
I agree.
That's half a year, man. That's half a year he has to do something else. Yeah. I
mean, thankfully, there's streaming and ancillary stuff. And honestly, if that is your job, playing card games or video games or whatever, I hope you have a backup plan, at least for the short term. Because that is not a very stable job at all. But even after like reading the statement from Blizzard's president or something like that, I was not very convinced. It felt very PR speak or insincere, even though they were like, oh, China had no reasoning in this decision and no they basically said China had nothing to do with our decision. And whether that's true or not, I would almost say it's worse if it wasn't in some cases, like because it was obviously to the point of it was obviously to appease a government that is very sensitive about this stuff, and so I'm just like, I good on you for giving him at least his money back, but I'm not buying what you're selling here as far as that statement goes.
You can, and there's a lot more to this story. If you're interested, of course, we encourage you to read up on it and read up on the movement as well in Hong Kong. This isn't something that's just happening recently. It's been going on for a while.
I want to mention another thing that we didn't say yet was that the casters who were there on the thing also got fired.
That's right. They got just completely obliterated.
Now, it's not known whether they had anything to or knew about or had anything to do with him, the Hearthstone player, from doing what he's doing, but that was well beyond straight up firing them from their position for that is another thing that was ridiculous in my opinion. And I'm not sure if they went back on that or not. I haven't heard anything about it, but
I haven't heard anything about the casters if they went back on their decision for them. But like honestly, I hope they did. I mean, extremes. It's best never to operate in extremes.
Right.
Always in moderation and consideration. Oh my goodness, that is. All right, everybody, operate in moderation and consideration of your fellow humans. It's like when we close the show.
Gaming podcast, guys.
But definitely read up on that. Stay educated, and we have a couple of more things in the news that we're going to talk about before we end this podcast. For me personally, we're going to open up our favorite news sites. I'm opening up Polygon. And I'm just going to scroll down the page as we always do, as me and Alex always do, looking at some different news things. The new Guilty Gear trailer showing off Axel has apparently came out. I'm going to be looking at that for sure.
Is that a new game or just a download character?
It's this an old character, but it's for the Guilty Gear. I guess people are calling it 2020. So hopefully for next year, which looks amazing, man. I almost want to play Guilty Gear. Like,
right.
The soundtrack. Oh man, I'm about it.
Guilty Gear is such a hard game to play, though. Like, I mean, I'm not the biggest fighting game person. It's really just Soul Calibur, but. A dead. Yo, I hopped online to play Soul Calibur, and honestly, one lobby. Oh, that feels bad. My poor childhood in Soul Calibur.
Need more 2B. Need more 2B character likes.
Surprised they didn't bring in more people.
Well, they're bringing in another character, which I think will be fine. From Samurai Spirits. Did I get it right?
Oh yeah, did that not happen already? I thought that already happened.
No, it
just basically Mitsurugi version 2?
Well, it's gonna take a while. So Pokemon Go Trap Niche Community Guide Day. What is this?
Oh, that's just Trap Niche is a Pokemon. It's basically almost once a month they have a community day where a certain Pokemon spawns more often. You have a chance to get a shiny. I would have gotten one, but I misread the thing. I thought it said started at 2, and it turns out it ended at 2.
Did you get the Oddish? Did you get the shiny?
I did I got 2 shiny Oddish. I was so happy about that because Blossom is like one of my favorite Pokemon. I even have like card sleeves with Blossom on it for Magic.
Oh
and so I was so excited to get those Oddishes.
We were actually like me and Alex were talking, and Alex was like, "Shiny Oddish? Yeah, no one cares about that."
it's golden, man. It's gold. It's great.
You got to get that shiny. You
do. I'm all about my fancy stuff. And my Pokemon.
Any stories on your side?
Nothing. Oh, what? No, not really. I guess. I saw something about like Killer Queen. Apparently, there's an So did you know this was an esports for Killer Queen?
I don't even know what Killer Queen is.
Oh, okay. So Killer Queen is this arcade game that apparently has been really popular. I guess everybody's talking about it's like the best arcade game ever made is what people are sounding like.
I think Joust
it's basically Joust. Yeah, it's basically Joust plus a bunch of other stuff. I've only seen one arcade machine ever. In San Diego or something like that. And it was just me and my friend, so we didn't play because it's like a 4-player game.
Right.
And but it looks so complicated, like especially for an arcade game, which those tend to be relatively simple, right?
Simple, yeah.
But this one, it has like so many rules, and like it's intended to be like a competition against each other. So I didn't really try, but I didn't realize this thing was like big enough to actually, be an esport. Anything beyond like the occasional local tournament,
right?
Because for all I know, maybe this esport is like one scene in like San Francisco or something.
It's like the movement. Well, there's apparently up to 4 players you can play on it. What? Up to 4 players can play on a single Switch. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, is it on the Switch? I thought it was just arcade.
There's like a home version that's Killer Queen Black.
Oh, okay.
Which has
so that's what the black one is. Okay.
A little bit different, but apparently you can play 8 players, like 4 players per Switch, and you can do like team battles. Oh my word. I think I remember making something similar to this, but not actually making it. 8 players? Oh man, I remember that. Mm-hmm. Sadness falls.
It was hard to ever get anything more than even like 4 people. Was hard enough to get at like local co-op for games.
So this is now an esport though. Oh, well, actually, you know what? You can try out Killer Queen Black on Switch and PC on Steam for $20.
Oh, so it's on everything now. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was still just arcade.
I guess we can we can check this out.
Check it out.
Is there a demo? It's like, do you have a demo? What else is here? I'm not. Yeah, there's like on the weekend. There's never a lot of news. We cover pretty much the biggest stories, unless you're into The Rock and Jungle Cruise, or even.
I saw the trailer for that today. It looks like a fun movie, I guess.
Did you see Doolittle?
I just watched the Doolittle trailer. They try to make it look all epic and everything. I'm just like, and I'm just thinking Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle, right? I'm just thinking Eddie Murphy in the back of my mind. Yeah. I'm like, Dr. Doolittle. But yeah, Doolittle is... Oh, no, but the cool thing is, Mr. Stark, I'm always with you. Tom Holland is there. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, man. He's like, who are you? I'm Doolittle. I'm Iron Man.
It's a step down.
Love you, Mr. Stark.
This is like how Elvis is like really, hiding in the South somewhere. Iron Man is hiding as Dr. Doolittle.
Dude, what's crazy thing in the comics, I've been reading, I don't read comics, I just read about them now because they're always on my feed, but Iron Man is dead. Like, Tony Stark died again, but this time he has replaced himself with an AI version of himself completely. Like, Iron Man
I
is
thought the girl
AI.
would have replaced him or something.
Well, Riri, sorry. I think she did at one point as his apprentice, but then he came back to life, and then he died again, and now he's 100% AI.
The circle of life.
When you die, you will come back as an AI into the cloud where you can play Transistor. There we go. You can be in Transistor. Great. You can be in Transistor.
I don't know if I want that much. That town looks like it has some problems. As beautiful it is, you'd get there and you'd be like marvel at it, and then you'd be turned into a program and using a giant talking sword.
It's like, I wish I was alive. I wish I was alive inside. Depression. Well, I guess we're finally at the end of the show. It has been a good show. Thank you, Anthony, for popping in on the cast.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
You're definitely welcome back anytime you want to come back.
Yeah, sure, whenever. You never need a co-host again, I guess.
Well, I might be calling you back soon. I might be calling you back soon. Yeah, Alex is going to be out for about a couple more weeks. We're going to have a couple more guests on the podcast, and maybe we'll even have 2 people on at the same time. Well, I mean,
2 whole
3.
people. Can you handle that?
2 more people. Yeah, 2 more people. That's like a lot more editing for me. I hope that the audio levels were pretty good. Thank you all for listening and staying with us, of course. And you can find us on Twitter at the Unknown Games Podcast. You can also find me. You can find me at Adrian Morris on Twitter. You can find Unknown Games Podcast at UGP_cast on Twitter. Be sure to check us out and leave some reviews. We're on all the podcast apps you can think of, minus iTunes. We're on Breaker. We're on Pocket.
Wait, you're not on iTunes?
We're not on iTunes.
Gotta get on iTunes.
We're waiting for iTunes. That's the last one that we're hoping to get on. Yeah, apparently
get on iTunes. I'm not gonna listen to you guys until you get on iTunes.
Tell your friends to listen to us. We're on 6 different platforms. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Breaker. So hopefully iTunes fall because we submitted. Now you need to listen to us.
I put myself in a corner there.
it's like we're still waiting. And yeah, remember, if you're on our Anchor page, that you know what? Why am I saying all this? I'm going to put an insert in here. But yeah, you can leave a message for us, and we're going to try to get that into the show if you're listening. Anyways, we'll be back with the next episode sometime next week. And you have anything you want to say at the end? Take us out on?
This is fun. Go play some video games. Watch some anime. I don't know. Take a hike. Oh, an actual hike. Don't take a hike. See you guys later.
Yeah, there you go. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. And remember, you set the tone. You set the tone, kids. Enjoy your games. See ya.